One. Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Guy Newcomb, scoreboard guy, alongside here on this High School Game Day. And pleased to be joined now for a second tour of duty, so to speak, inside the tunnel here at the Missouri Sports Network from Lincoln College Prep head football coach William Howe. Coach Howe, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Guy.
You're 3-0 since your last visit here, and you're 6-0 on the season, but a big one coming up with Maryville this weekend. Talk about that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Maryville's Maryville. They could be 0-6 and we could be 6-0, and it would be a huge matchup. They're going to be good and solid every year, so we kind of throw the record out the window when we play them. You know, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. It's their homecoming, so we expect to get their absolute best on Friday night.
Just the one common opponent, I believe, Cameron, the one common opponent, and very similar scores.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get much out of that. We beat them by 53. They beat them by 52. So hopefully it's a close game. Maryville put it on us and beat us pretty good last year. So hopefully we can make it a good game this year.
What at 6-0, what do you feel like you're doing really well right now here at the 2/3 point of the season?
Right. I think what we're doing better this year than we did last year was establish a running game and being able to wear people down late in the game and play solid defense. You know, I mean, I would call it an upset of Cardinal Ritter. I mean, they were loaded athletically and jumped out on us 20-0. We kind of stayed the course and just pounded them with our running game second half and wore them down. And, you know, we're able to score 4 touchdowns in a row and outscore them 28-0 in the second half. So our kids understand we're able to do that now, and believing that you can run the ball on somebody and play good defense goes a long ways. And that's why Maryville's good every year. They have that belief they're going to win just because they're putting on that green and gold. So getting our kids to understand that this year has been huge.
Yeah, and that's tough to overcome when you talk about, you know, championships up there in that neck of the woods. I know they got their first one in volleyball, I believe, a year ago, but they've had so much success on the football field. You know, down here it's a Webb City and Lamar, and just because they've got that cardinal on the helmet or that L, that's a lot of times worth 2-3 touchdowns, irregardless of what the records are.
Right. Yeah, it's really crazy in high school sports. I don't think people give belief enough credit in high school. I mean, we're dealing with 14 through 18-year-old kids, and if you believe you're going to win, that goes a long way, and vice versa. If you believe you're not, the first time something goes wrong, you're going to be in trouble. So we put a lot into that this year, and so far it's paid off for us.
Let's take us back to that week 4 matchup with Cardinal Ritter. That was, you know, Cardinal Ritter is a very good football team coming in, very athletic. You know, at that time, they may have been 3-1 or 2-1 or 3-0 at the time. Take us through that. You go down 20-0. What changes did you make, and how did you keep your kids motivated?
Right. It's funny because everybody asked what we changed at halftime and what adjustments we made. We maybe only made a few small adjustments scheme-wise, but the biggest adjustment was just telling our kids to hang in there. I mean, it was hot. It was, you know, close to 100 degrees on the turf, and we knew we were well conditioned, and just told the kids to stay the course and don't look at the scoreboard and play as hard as they could every play. And special teams played a big part. We had been working hard on special teams, and we blocked 2 punts in the second half. And we also converted a fake punt on a 4th and 20. So, I mean, you take those 3 plays out of the game and it could be a totally different game. So we definitely try not to overlook special teams because, you know, I mean, it won us that game.
As you look, and this is about the time coaches a lot of times, or at least media, they start looking at those district seeds. Right now, you're the 1 seed at 6-0. You're 2 points ahead of a Nevada team that's 5-1, and with looking at their schedule, they may be able to run the table here the rest of the way out. That 1 seed, what kind of importance does that hold to know that you're going to be, as long as you win, you're going to be playing at home?
Yeah, I mean, that's big, but we've been the 1 seed in the district the last 2 years. So I mean, I don't put much stock into that. I mean, we've been the 1 seed the last 2 years and lost in the district championship. So our kids honestly don't mind playing on the road. I mean, and for high school, I think it helps them focus. Playing at home, there's a lot of distractions and your family and friends in the crowd. And for us, we seem to focus better on the road. So I don't put stock into the 1 seed. For us, we decided this year, instead of going for the 1 seed, we'd rather get as tough a schedule as we could get to prepare us physically and mentally for the playoffs. For example, I don't know if you've heard, we dropped our week 9 game with Southeast. They canceled football, kind of similar to Clinton, and we picked up Center, who right now is one of the top playing teams in Class 3. So we're going to play them week 9 just to get prepared for the playoffs. I mean, we could have taken the easy way out and just tried to stick with getting the 1 seed, but we would rather physically and mentally prepare ourselves for the playoff than try to shoot for getting a 1 seed, no matter what.
Outstanding. Absolutely. Well, Coach, what are you going to do? What's 1 or 2 stat lines? You're at Maryville for their homecoming. You've already said you're okay playing on the road. The kids are okay playing on the road. You're going in there, hostile environment.
Right.
What are 1 or 2 stats at the end of the game if Lincoln College Prep comes out on top that you're going to look at and say that's why we won? Whether it's turnovers, penalties, special teams, what are 1 or 2 of the areas that you're really going to have to thrive in to get a win?
Right. Always turnovers in high school football. High school football games being only 48 minutes, possessions are valuable. So turnovers are huge, no matter who you're playing. And that's something we've been very good at this year, and we have to keep it going Friday night. And another thing for us and Maryville, it's just who can establish the run game. So I think you look after the game, who has the most rushing yards and turnovers will probably tell you who won the game, because whoever can dominate the run game and not turn the ball over will also dominate time of possession, which will be huge.
Been visiting here with Lincoln College Prep head football coach William Lowe, and Coach, and I believe I've referred to you as Coach Howe earlier. It's Lowe.
That's no worries.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
I shouldn't have even said anything. It probably would have gotten right past people.
Right. Yeah.
Coach Lowe, we certainly appreciate your time here on the Missouri Sports Network High School Game Day, and best of luck here as you take on Maryville, and I'm sure we'll get to visit with you again.
Right. Hopefully we'll see you in the playoffs.
Hey, you bet.
All right, thanks, guy.
You bet. Coach William Lowe, Lincoln College Prep here on Missouri Sports Network, and brought to you by Great Southern Bank, Labor's Local 663, Grant Baker Shelter Insurance in Aurora, and as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And keep it right here at the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage.